All right, Jason, thank you. It certainly is a pleasant day here at the Hamilton County Courthouse from the weather standpoint, but today it'll be day 2. First day of witness testimony. Not on your side has learned from the prosecutor's office that they believe that the police officers will be the first to take the witness stand talking about the body camera video. But yesterday, an emotional day, as defense analyst for us has told us that the opening statement's one of the more emotional times, and it was during yesterday's opening statements that both the prosecution and the defense laid out their game plans, if you will, during their opening statements. Here is a little recap of what happened here yesterday shortly after 12 o'clock.
There's no doubt, and there's not going to be any question, that Ray Tenzing discharged that weapon intentionally. However, he discharged that weapon not with the idea that I'm going to kill Sam DuBose, not with the idea that I am going to wound Sam DuBose. He discharged it with the concept that as a police officer, when I am threatened, I have been trained to stop the threat.
The evidence will show that this case is amazingly simple in terms of proving intent. The reason that it is simple here is because you will hear from Tenzing's own mouth that he intentionally shot Mr. DuBose in the head.
Prosecutor Joe Dieter, Stu Matthews for the defense there in the opening statements. It lasted only about 50 minutes between the combination of the two yesterday. But before opening statements, as we are now joined by my colleague Ali Kramer, the jury made a visit off-site here, and it was to the scene itself.
They did, and going to the scene is so very important. It sets the scene for the entire trial. They really get that perspective on where this happened, how far the car rolled, and they'll be taking them back there, not physically, but those jurors will go back there in their minds to really remember how this all played out. Now, jury safety and, of course, confidentiality is paramount in this case. Fears that someone might take pictures of jurors and post them on social media likely led to the decision to keep the jurors inside two darkly tinted sheriff's vans during their visit. Now, both the prosecution and defense were on the scene as well, unable to talk to the jurors. Instead, the court bailiff instructed jurors on specific locations that were agreed upon by both sides. It was a very short visit, less than 20 minutes. Even without leaving those vans, 9 on your side's legal experts say that it plays a huge role in the case going forward.
You go to the scene and the jury can look at it, see it, and it's very tangible to them when they are hearing testimony. It brings back the recollection that, wait a minute, that street wasn't that long, or the street wasn't that wide, or yeah, I can see where this building was located. It helps the jury process. It's extremely important.
And Chris, while we were out there yesterday, the neighbors, everyone coming out of their homes watching as all the activity was there, a lot of police. And of course, this has really impacted the neighborhood. There was a memorial, Rice and Valencia, right there at that telephone pole that was actually taken down before the jury visit. But I mean, that memorial 16 months later is still there, still very big part of their lives.
And that visit really caused, well, some delay in the trial a little bit from the standpoint is the judge wanted to make sure that all of the jurors' privacy was kept confidential because there was word that potentially the media or maybe the community members would take pictures of them. So that was kind of the delay to getting to the opening statements. Today we get to the witness list. Coming up on 9 on Your Side in our coverage here, continuing this morning, Good Morning Tri-State, we'll have the key witnesses that we're expecting to hear from today, the evidence in which the prosecution will be presenting in his case, and of course we'll have the analysis as well as what it all means in day 2 of the trial against Ray Tenzing. Until then, we toss it back to you in studio, Catherine.
All right, guys.